we started a horse by the name of Kentaka. He won his last start, 1.5 lengths. I actually make him on the day. It's a hard card with all the Cape Townians, but I make him my best run on the day, to be honest with you. So for the PA, definite banker, and I actually think he'll actually win the race too.
First of all, yeah, Captain Search, he had his first run last week from a long break, a forced rest actually. And he ran a very good third, got very badly bulked and interfered with, ran sideways for a stride or 3, but he came through the run well, and that's why I decided to run him again. He's a definite runner.
Fairy Lanterns, a little bit disappointing last time. I felt maybe second run after a layoff, possibly over-raced a little bit early on. I'd like to see her given a bit more of a chance. I think if she puts her best foot forward, she'll be definitely in the money. Definitely in the money.
Trifecta horse?
Absolutely.
Race number 4, first leg of this afternoon's pick 6. Party Rocker, Power Beauty, and Go Google, with Go Google probably the more preferred of the 3.
I'd say just the edge, but she's drawn widest of them all. She's probably got the draw to beat. She likes to race handy, so she's got a bit to do, to get over from the draw, and it depends how much it takes out of her. Party Rocker working really well, gets a full claim off her back. It's going to help her cause. Her form is pretty solid, and she's given me 2 very nice gallops. Yeah, I've brought him along slowly, Andy. This is probably his toughest test. His other 2 races I'd planned for him, and he's just taken the step up in class naturally. He's come on from his last 2 runs. I've got bigger plans for him, and he's destined to go overseas. So it'd be nice to see him come out and put up a good performance. I've got my eye on Cape Town as well. So, but we need to win these type of races to to have a shot in other centres. You can't take on lesser company and think you're going to go and walk in the... It's actually very tough throughout the country at the moment, so it'll be a nice race.
Class horse. You had a look at him earlier on. He's standing behind me. You've looked at him. We've got Muscat to beat. Got the utmost respect for Muscat. They're both 2-time winners. Muscat won by a margin last time again. But we've been waiting for this for a long time. We're actually calling it a match race between us 2. But the problem is with my horse, he can read and write. And, he gets to the start, doesn't go in the pens, it's a problem. So we'll just have to see. But definitely, if he goes in, definitely also banker for the PA.
He won his last start, very, very impressive. From way off the pace, also had to find a passage through. He's a very nice horse. It is a strong field. That horse of Gavin in there, Muscat, is a serious racehorse, I think, and he's probably the horse we'll have to beat. Mitch thinks quite highly of his horse Sandy Celebre. Yeah. We ran a half a length behind him the last time they met, and I think my horse is very well, and he's definitely a contender.
If she's moving well on the day, it's nothing up front, all comes from behind. She's had little injuries before, but we do a lot of treadmill with her, we do a lot of physio with her. If she moves well on the day, she's always got a big shot. Seems to have a preference for Arlington short straight because she races handy. Bella Roma always is a soldier. She knocks on the door. If they go fast, she's there. If they go slow, she's there. So she's definitely a PH once.
Well, the special one, it will be her 3rd start for me. She ran a very good second, her first start for me, coming from Joburg. She ran behind my filly Showtime, and her second start was her first run at Arlington. Didn't enjoy the faster track. Only got beaten 4 or 5 lengths, something like that. Wasn't disgraced, but she will be much better at Fairview.
A rather interestingly named filly called Under the Skirt.
Yeah, she came to us from Mark the Cock. She's a lovely Tiger Ridge filly. She's shown a little bit of improvement in 2 of her previous runs, ran third twice, funny enough, at Arlington, and I thought she'd be a better Fairview filly. She was disappointing in her last race at Fairview. Wayne took her to the front, and I don't think she quite liked being there all by herself. So I'm looking for an improvement on Sunday.
What the kids say on a long journey. Are we there yet?
She's a really, really lovely big mare. We nearly sent her off back to stud recently, and she sort of found form again. She won a very good race in Kimberley. I know it's Kimberley, but she came back here and ran a cracker the other day, and with the weight off with Stallone, and he enjoys her, I think she's a runner.
Hurricane Katrina, I'm not quite sure if she'll get the mile. I think she's better over 14 and she carries a big weight. We've got 4 kilograms off her back, but she's fit and well, and she'll be in the shake-up, quartet chances in that. And the other filly, Estelle, she won a first start here very nice, convincingly. Then she ran up third behind a good filly of Smith's in a 1800 at Fairview. But I think the mile at Fairview will suit her better. And with Stratum up, I think she's a very lively runner.
She's a very nice filly with a very, very short run in, Andrew. And, I think if things go well for her and the pace is not too fast to start with, she'll run in the money.
Blazer Fire and Celtic Fire, Carice Teeton would appear to have the stable elect, particularly as far as distance is concerned.
Well, I'd like to think so. Carice knows him very well. And he's a horse, he's had his doubts as far as the distance goes, but myself, I've got no doubt whatsoever. He's the kind of horse, he just doesn't lie down in a fight. He's not a horse that's going to ever win a race, I don't think, by 3 or 4 lengths. He's not that type. But he loves to get in a scrap. And, the races he's won, he's fought off horses, and the manner in which he's won suggests he will go to 2,000, no problem. And his work's great. Very, very happy. I think the race has come probably just at the right time for him.
Celtic Fire, my opinion, is that he's probably better over 1,600 metres. That this may be pushing the envelope, but you know what? If there's a slow run race, which is unlikely, he's got a good finish.
I'd have to agree with you. I think, we've always thought it's going to be too far. We've tried him 18 before in the past, and he didn't really seem to stay it. He's a bit older now. Like you say, we get a slow run race. You throw your hat in the ring. So we'll leave him in there and see what happens.
Prep to the tee for this, Andy. He's at his peak. I couldn't get him fitter, couldn't get him better. Francis won on him, enjoys his style of riding. He loves Fairview long running, 2,000 metres. If they go hard and make it further, it's going to suit him even better. He's not without a chance, but in saying that, I think he's got a very high rating to take on the Raiders, and you've got to respect the Raiders. I think there's a very smart field this year. I think Justin's got 3 useful horses. To me, the best horse and the best weighted horse, I've had him, I was going to prep him for this race, the Algoa, and I thought that is the horse I'd win it with. There's that horse, Indian Hawk. I think he's cherry ripe for that race. Lovely George, Ron's done a good job with him. He looks tremendous, and I think his prep's gone well. And also his handicapping, to me, he got a few points last time, but prior to that it was on the low side, and he ran 2 very good races for us. And he was going to be sold, but I think he's the horse to beat.
I would like to think so. He won a very good race the other day, and unfortunately by a bit of a distance, and the handicapper got hold of him. He got 7 points for that, but he's fit and well. I feel that he's peaking at the right time. Can't fault his prep whatsoever. I think he's a big runner.
Yes, old horse, but very well. Always gives his best. He had a nice break, brought him back, gave him beautiful prep runs, and with nice draw. Andrews knows him. Hopefully we could be in the money.
Definitely as honest as the day is long, and he's a horse that the owners have had a lot of fun with, and he's always put his best foot forward come the ALGOA Cup day. He's run second in this race, he's run third, and I think he's run fifth, so he's always been in the money. He's here for the enjoyment of the owners on Sunday, and if things go well, he could sneak a place.
Okay, then on to the ALGOA Cup. Obviously, Shuja is a horse that's been very consistent, and he's up in class, running against some really stiff opposition, but I'm sure he's going to be fit.
Look, we've got to take our chances. He's won his last 3 starts, carrying 53 and a half, first time he's ever carried this weight in his career. He's a big horse. I've got to once again on camera use this time to thank Mark de Kock, because he sent me the horses, Sandy Celebrity sent me, so like you say, hard task. Bit of luck in the running, Simango Kamalu, front runner, lightweight. I'm not going to say, but it's hard. But I'm looking for at least maybe a 4th or 5th. I'll be happy.
So if punters are following Mitch Visa on the day, that looks like you've got some really live candidates.
Banker Kentaka and Sandy Celebrity, yeah.
He's, been a little bit out of sorts lately. He's the type of horse that really only wants to run when he puts his mind to it, and when he does, he's a hard horse to beat. We've put Louis on him, claimed the Epi, claiming 4, and hopefully a change of rider and change of tactics might bring him back to life. Very stiff last time, was a winner all the way except on the line, and MJ rode a very good and tactical race that day and just found one to beat him. This filly, she's been knocking at the door. She does tend to come out slow on odd occasions, but if she jumps on terms, she's a big runner.
How are they doing?
Very well. Havash has done very well since he's been down here. Last time, the mile, way too sharp for him. They run him off his feet. He's a horse who likes to get out there, not so much dictate, but do it easy up front, in the first 3. And he's going to get that. He'll get that on Sunday. It's a smallish field. He'll be thereabouts. And dark wind, expecting a huge improvement. He's needed his runs while he was here. I think we all spoke about it afterwards, myself and Yvette, and felt maybe running too soon from when he came down from Durban. And his work since then has been very good, so he'll be there.
All of them. Prep's gone well, had this race in mind, wanted to run them on the day for the owners to have a runner on the feature race day. They love the track, and the trip's going to suit them down to the ground. Whitehouse is a soldier. He knocks on the door and prefers a good odd pace where you can leave him alone, let him run at them. And other guys, Silverana and Lucky Flag, I think they're going to be hard knocking in the first four. Definitely horses to put in the PA. Spellcaster, he never puts a foot wrong. Bit of a moody chap. If he brings his game to the races, I think Francis riding will suit him. You leave him alone, he'll be knocking on the door. Definitely all quartet horses, Andrew.
This race sponsored by the South African Revenue Services, a horse called Audit Report.
He's very much the same, he's a very large lecture gelding. He doesn't look like a lecture and he doesn't run like a lecture. He does stay and go ground. Also thought maybe he's at the end of his career and he came out and ran a good race, so he should be thereabouts. She's a really lovely filly that came to us from the Millers in Kimberley, and a heart as big as she is. She's a big filly and also definitely a runner. If things go away, she likes to run a certain way. It's the first time we're going that far, but she won a very good race over a mile and then went back and ran a crack over 1200, just getting taken out and still finishing a short head behind. She's a very versatile filly, a bit hot, but I think with Sandelia aboard, he'll keep her calm, and she does switch off in a race, and that's why we're hoping she'll see the 1800.
Yes, Pebble Path, she's been a revelation. Yeah, she came in very good nick from Joe, and she just hasn't put a foot wrong. She gives of her best every run she's there. She's got to get the good ride. She's got to have everything go away, otherwise she doesn't get there. She's got a very short running. You've got to sit and wait on her, and she just needs some luck in running. National Executive, I think the right race and trip for her, with a draw for a change. Always been racing from a wide draw. Muzi's at the top of his game, so she's a definite runner for PA. And the other filly, Niresh won on her for me, and he's been placed in her last time out. She's a huge runner, works for me. She's looking impeccable, but she's racing from a very wide barrier.
Well, Diva Tahira, since I've increased her distance, she's done nothing wrong. She's had 2 wins and a place her last 3 starts. She's a filly that probably would be better at Arlington, but she's not out of it. Boulevard, she's working all right, but definitely the stable companion preferred in that race.
If Vale gets in, she's going to be a huge runner. We actually didn't know which one to put Keris on, whether it was Vale or She's a Prom Queen. As it happened, the choice was made for us because one was a reserve, so Keris is on, She's a Prom Queen. And I think that's possibly our best runner today.